Greetings, everyone, and welcome to the 132nd edition of Cinema Effect. I'm Zach, and I'm joined by Disney's number one hater, Jaden.
Hello.
And we've got John Cena, JC Jesus Christ, aka Fitzy, aka Liam.
Hello.
Hello.
Sorry, I tried to analyze it. Like Jaden. No. Kind of failed. But
Nah, I see what you did there.
That's good. That's good.
I'm going to do it every time and it'll get better and better.
Or should I do something in the edit where I just cut in, it's actually Jaden's response? Or I switch your responses. You know what I mean?
They won't notice.
Yeah. Well, when we get to the point when no one notices, then you would have succeeded.
Hello. Yeah, I'm going to try now.
Let's make this a game over the coming weeks, okay? Let's try it. Oh, man. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Cinema Effect, the podcast where we review and talk about a different movie every single Monday. And this week, that movie is Entergalactic, which was uploaded to Netflix on the 30th of September 2022. It's directed by Fletcher Moles? Oh, this is going to be it's going to be way much of a cooler pronunciation than I'm saying.
No, this dude's white, so you don't need to worry about the pronunciation.
Oh, great. Thank you. Thank you so much. Fletcher Moles. Yeah, that's great. It's an animated drama comedy, and the synopsis says, Jabari, a charming streetwear-clad artist. What does that even mean, streetwear-clad?
Streetwear is a type of just kind of clothing aesthetic.
Right. Okay.
What's clad?
Yeah, that's
clad. It like cladding on a house, it's like the exterior.
Yeah.
I don't know how to describe clad other than it's like the just on something. It's just like wearing.
Yeah.
It's like the house is clad in bricks.
Right.
It's like the house is wearing bricks. He's wearing streetwear.
Gotcha. So he's an artist who wears streetwear.
Yeah.
Jabari, in a nutshell. All right. On the cusp of real success. After a chance run-in with his cool new photographer neighbour, Meadow, Jabari has to figure out whether he can make space for love in his life. That's the age-old question, you know what I mean? Is there space for love? I don't know. All right, let's go to Fitzy. What do you think of Entergalactic?
I thought it was okay. It was pretty good. I think, while watching it had a lot of charm and, the animation first of all was pretty good, pretty great. The characters are the side characters and the main characters are pretty good. It feels apparently this was supposed to be a series. And I definitely feel that with the side characters, they're really fleshed out. They feel very unique. But it was a pretty fun time. But by the end, it was a little bit I don't know, basic or shallow, I guess. But overall, I think it was pretty fun. Yeah.
Sure. Meant to be a show. God.
Yeah, I think they changed it. I think it was supposed to be a series, and that's because that's what confused me about when I was looking at when you look at the the information on Netflix, it's got a season trailer and stuff. Yeah, and it says,
that's odd.
Yeah, that's weird. Yeah,
it was labeled as a Netflix special, so I didn't really know what the deal with that was. It's clearly feature length. It's clearly a film, I think.
Well, my guess is the chapters would be
yeah,
they were going to be shorts.
Not even shorts. They could have just been fleshed out. The chapters could have been just show length episodes instead, but just cut.
Oh yeah, I guess they would have been about 20 minutes. Yeah, I suppose so. Yeah, fair enough. Oh well, I guess that makes sense if they decided at the last minute to put it into one package and then call it a special, I guess. Okay, that's interesting. I thought it was dope. I really liked it. I had no idea what to expect. I thought it was super stylish, totally breezed by, very well written. I'm sort of glad it wasn't a show, to be honest. I didn't know that, but I don't know if I ever would have given it a chance as a show. You tell me there's some I know it's the exact same runtime, but if you tell me there's a show about this, I'd be yeah, I'm good. But the fact it's this 90-minute film, I don't know, just changes the perspective on it, I think. But I thought it was super authentic. It's one of the most cohesive visions for a film that I feel I've seen in quite a while. It felt like every single element was working seamlessly to create the whole vibe and tell the story they wanted to tell. and you can just see and feel what they were going for all over the screen, and the animation and the music and the humor. So just thought it was really well thought out, really well executed overall. Yeah, I really, really enjoyed it, actually. What about you, Jaden?
Yeah, I thought it was decent. I probably lean more towards Liam's perspective of like the genericness coming through once you strip back like the animation.
Mm.
And like a major thing for me, just I couldn't get past was like, despite how nice the animation was, like I couldn't get past like the 12 FPS aspect of it. It just felt like my eyes were constantly fucking lagging. And like it was genuinely hard to watch sometimes. Like I know that Spider-Verse had a similar thing, but they used it as like a convention to like show kind of inexperience and like inexperience and like, you know, kind of young youth in like Miles originally, but then like as he gets more developed, like, you know, it's all smooth in there. So I don't know whether that was meant to just emulate kind of his movement there and like, you know, kind of showing like growth and development, or whether it was just like a budget choice, you know, that's like, all right, we have to cut out like one frame from every second because otherwise, you know, we're gonna go over budget or some shit. But yeah, it was that was really hard to get by for me. But I thought the rest of it was decent. Like I love the music. Scott Muscudi, you know, as Kid Cudi, you know, he does a good job.
So like, how is he linked to this? Like, so I saw he's the lead.
He writes, he produces, he's did all the music. Like all the music is songs of his.
Right. Right. Yeah. Okay.
Like it's like a super passion project. It's got like 6 writers though, so I mean, like I don't know how much of like the writing he actually did, but
right. But he got a story by credit, so it sounds like it might be his. He conceived it.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, that's cool. I don't know who he is, but I thought the music was cool, and I might have to check out his music now because I thought it was just super chill, and I thought he did a great job in the lead. To be honest, like he surprised me. I didn't really like it. If you told me he wasn't an actor, I would have been like, oh, really? Like he's great. I thought.
No, he acts.
He acts as well. He was in that. Yeah. That's right. Yeah. I forgot about that. So that's who that is. All right. Okay. Slow brain Zach. It's all coming together now. Okay. I mean, yeah. In terms of what you bring up with the frame rate thing is definitely a note I took as well. I got used to it. I was okay with it, but it definitely, like at the start, it took adjusting. There's no doubt about it for me. Like, and that's the thing when Spider-Verse does it. First of all, I don't think Spider-Verse ever had as few frames as this. I don't think. Was it actually 12, or was that just a random number you threw out there?
That wasn't random. That was a number I pulled.
Right. I would have said it was it could have been between 10 and 15. So yeah, it's probably about right. Yeah, I did get used to it, but it had this. It's the only aspect of the movie technically that I feel like I look at it and I question, because everything else I thought totally worked, but it was the only thing I look at it and I sort of think, yeah, was this a budget thing? Because there's no doubt that would cut down on your budget. So if that's what it costs to be made, then that's great. But it's just one of those things where it never felt quite as thoughtful as the rest of it. So I could never point at that frame rate choice and say, oh yeah, that really contributed to the experience. Like it didn't. So if anything, it was a hindrance that then you can either get used to it or fail to get used to. You know, it's sort of just how it ends up playing out.
Could you imagine there's like an alternate version where it's like full frame rate, but like every second frame is just like a previs, so it's just constantly fucking flashing
into like some sketch. Oh yeah. Wow, that's terrible. Did it bother you at all, Fitzy?
The frame rate?
Yeah, how the character frame rates, or because it's just the.
I think it's in the movement of like the. I don't know, because it's not in everything. It's like just.
No, it's the character movements. It's the character animation.
I think some of like the vehicles and like some of the background might be influenced as well, but
okay.
Yeah.
No, that didn't really bother me.
That's good.
It only felt more shallow when I was like reflecting on it, but I do think the movie was pretty great overall. You did have a lot of character and stuff. I just want to like adjust my initial thing.
Just go back and edit what you originally said.
Yeah.
That intro. Yeah. I mean, to touch on that, like I personally, I never felt it was shallow. That's not. I don't know. That sounds.
Yeah, I regret using that
too
word.
Negative.
That was not the word to use.
I don't agree. Is it the word you would use, Jaden? Like, is it the word you used?
I don't know if it's the word I use. I think it's probably a bit harsh, but mean, if I did say it, I'll stick by it. That story is very typical, like boy meets girl.
Sure.
You know, and they have all this. Friend say this, friend says this. They get together. Something happens wrong. It all turns up all right in the end. You know, like they both got swanky, cool jobs in New York. Like, you know, it's a very typical. I don't know. Typical is probably the more appropriate word, but you know, if I said shallow, I'll stand by shallow.
Sure. Everyone go rewind and make him stand by it. I mean, I agree. Like, I don't know. For me, like, it's painted by the numbers. There's no doubt about it. Like, it totally agree. It follows those conventional beats of, like, you've seen this movie before in structurally, in a plot outline. You've seen this movie 50 times. There's no doubt about it. Even down to them, you know, having the montage where they're feeling montage. A bit down and
Which
lost
one
without
of the
each
50
other.
montages?
There were a lot of montages. The one where they were down and a bit feeling lost without each other, you know, sort of in the leading into the third act, I think it was. So, like, there's no doubt about it. But I always take the side of, you know, if something is well executed and it feels like it comes from an authentic place and feels like it has heart to it, then that really ends up superseding any how many times I've seen a similar sort of story before, you know. And that's what I feel like this movie did. Like, for me, I thought the script was, like, really well done, actually. I thought all the drama was understandable, not poorly written. Like, you can take this exact plot outline, I think, and put it in the hands of other writers, and it just turns into, I don't know, poorly written, not well handled, you know, generic dialogue, drama that feels, I don't know, just way too typical movie, like, not relatable, I guess, you know. But I feel like all the drama in this movie between the two leads mainly was pretty well founded and pretty understandable. I thought the way they communicated felt really genuine, and that helps with the performances as well. You know, like the whole argument, or that's the thing. It wasn't even really an argument. Like the whole sort of falling out they have and the conversation they have about needing to have space, and when he attempts to reach out to Meadow and stuff, like all of that just felt really real, and it just felt really relatable and felt like a real conversation that someone would have. It never felt like heightened cringe, you know, or anything like that. So I have to give it props for that, for sure. Like, I was always invested in the drama of it. Yeah, I don't know. Does that make sense to you guys? It was probably one of those main things when thinking about it that actually had me strongly invested overall, despite what we're saying about it being, you know, fairly generic in other ways.
Like summarize what you just said. Like the writing kept you.
The writing, yeah. The writing and dialogue I thought was quite authentic. Felt, thought it was well done.
Yeah, sure. I can't really attest to that. I don't know. I think some of the dialogue felt generic, but I think that's kind of unavoidable, just because I don't know. Like what you're covering. I don't think it was anything too special though. Like in other aspects.
Fair enough. I mean, when Fitzy mentioned that the side characters were really well fleshed out, I see that because all the banter between them was another aspect of the writing that I thought was quite solid as well. Like, I felt the humor was spot on. Felt like real developed relationships. Totally. Wasn't Timothée Chalamet one of them?
Yeah, he was. Jimmy. Yeah.
Was he like the white friend?
The white guy, yeah.
Yeah. I didn't hear his voice in it at all, but I just saw he was in it, so I assumed it was him. Yeah. Well, that's hilarious. Were there some other famous people though that I couldn't pinpoint them? I thought, I saw some other people in the credits, and I was like, wait, what?
Yeah, like, so Vanessa Hudgens was Meadow's friend, Karina.
Oh, she did sound like, okay, yes, that makes a lot of sense.
Laura Harrier, who was in Spider-Man: Homecoming, was Carmen.
I could tell that was her. Yeah. That's the only one I could tell. Yeah.
I don't know if
the character model even looked like her.
Yeah, a lot of them actually do kind of like resemble the
which is cool.
Jaden Smith was there. Macaulay Culkin was there. You know.
Yeah. Who was he? That's hilarious.
He was the guy that was on the bike, I think, and like
in that one scene,
and he just like bails out and then talks about love and cries.
Yeah. See, that was an example of a really well written scene. I thought it was like quite heartfelt and also funny and weird. It was cool.
Yeah.
You mentioned the music. I mean, hell yeah, we got to talk about that because it was sick. Are these all original songs?
To this, I'm not sure how many of them actually come from like his discography and how many of them are original? Because like I don't know it that well, but like
Right. Okay.
yeah. I don't know if they actually use the song Mr. Rager. Like, you know, like the character's called Mr. Rager, but I don't know if they actually had the song in there. Did they, Liam?
Oh, okay.
I don't know.
No, they didn't. On the track list, they don't have it, which surprised me. Because Mr. Rager's a banger.
So that is a song that exists already, obviously.
Yeah, but it wasn't on the record.
Interesting. How familiar are you with his music, Fitzy?
A little familiar. I listen to. I mean, I know his like popular songs and Kid Cudi Ghosts, that album. I like some of his stuff. Yeah.
Are there popular songs that I would know? Like
Day and
Garrett?
Night would be like the most popular one.
Got it. Yeah, you know, yeah, okay, I know that. Okay, cool.
Pursuit of Happiness, yeah.
Oh, okay. Don't know if I know that one. I'm gonna have to. I think I will genuinely check out his music because I thought it was just really added to the vibe of the whole, like the way the music worked together really seamlessly. I thought with the animation as well, especially during some of those more like, I don't know what would you call them, like the galactic dream sequences. I thought it all just worked so well together. I thought I'm not one for like dream trippy sequences as we've established on this show. I just thought it was really stylish here, and so I don't know, it's just all super chill and super super relaxing overall. I thought, despite some of the stuff going on not being all that relaxing sometimes, but I don't know, it just sort of kept the same tone throughout, and the music really helped with that. Yeah, I was just sort of sitting there having a good time listening to this stuff. It was good.
Yeah, it's nice. It's nice.
Exactly.
The movie is nice all the way throughout.
Yeah, absolutely. I love how, speaking of the animation, I mean, there's more we can say about it, but like I thought it was really cool how the animated movie had animated cutaways with different art styles, and they were all pretty solid too. Because that's something I don't know. I sort of picture when I think of a film doing an animated cutaway. I think of like the first thing that jumps to mind. I'm sure there's plenty of other examples. It's like Kill Bill, So I sort of associate it with live action stuff. But it was just cool to have something that's already animated, have other animated cutaways that still feel very distinct from the main a plot of what's going on, of the main art style you're looking at the whole time, And the film's just very mature overall as well. Like, wasn't expecting all this. I wasn't expecting a full animated sex scene and all this, like, and that bonus scene and all that sort of stuff. Like, it was pretty funny, I thought. And I'm sort of just I'm sort of realized that I'm sick of seeing animated stuff, like high budget animated stuff, either be or high budget animated stuff only be mainly kids films and Pixar films and that sort of genre, and then all other adult animated stuff is usually just like comedies. But like, you know what I mean, like animated comedies. Like I realize you just see like Family Guy and all this sort of shit. Like it made me think I haven't really seen outside of maybe Arcane, but then this is a whole different vibe to that. I haven't really seen like a grounded, still funny but still serious dramatic story in animation that's meant for adults.
Love,
something
Death,
I just
and
don't
Robots.
see. Love, Death, and Robots. Yeah, but it's like an anthology though, still,
Yeah.
and it's like sci-fi. You know what I mean? Like, this movie felt like in some ways that it could exist in live action. Which thank God it's not, by the way. But I'm just it just made me think. I wish we got more variety like this in animated films. I don't need everything to be sci-fi or kids oriented or just dumbass adult humor, like crude humor. Give me something real.
And you say cool. there's this small section of animated films that come from this little island country called Japan, and you'll find quite often there that those animated films do tend to be, I don't know, more. Sometimes they're more mature.
You got me.
So if you want to explore more things like this, I could point you in the right direction.
Yeah, fair enough. Fair enough. That's actually genuinely totally fair. So, and I didn't even think of that, which probably goes to show how prejudiced I am. But also, to try and walk back and enhance what I said, just in an effort to cover my tracks here, and not sound like a total dumbass, I want to see it more from Western animation studios, in this sort of art style. Because there's no doubt, like, the inspiration from this clearly taking from what's it called, Spider-Verse. That's really cool that this did this. I just want to see that more. I don't need. Give me some cool animated stuff that isn't just superhero movies and the like, sci-fi, whatever. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like it had some cool subplots as well going on. Outside of just the love stuff, the romantic stuff. I thought, sort of adding to the point of why I think shallow is the wrong word to use, Jaden. Terrible choice of words, actually.
Jesus Christ.
was just the fact that I really like how the film sort of also has this, and this feels like, I mean, Cudi's an artist, so I assume this comes from a real place. It felt like it came from a real place as I was watching it. Was this sort of commentary on the film being about art and creative vision as well, like how the two characters are artists, and obviously Jabari has to deal with his Mr. Rager, this character he's created, potentially being watered down by this company he works for, by executives, all the stuff that you can imagine, someone's creative vision being compromised by in the real world. And I just felt it felt very appropriate given sort of the vibe of the film overall. Like, in a way, it sort of felt like the film itself as a product, everything I've been saying about it feeling unique, like the film itself as a product is itself like reflects its own message in terms of art and stuff and its place. So I thought that was super cool, actually. I really, really liked that. And that whole Mr. Rager sort of dream sequence that he has, and I think Keith David was Mr. Rager, which is hilarious. So yeah, I thought that was just another really cool little thematic thing that they threw in there that felt like it was very genuine. Because you can sort of see this project in real life being birthed in exactly the same way. I can see Netflix. I'm not saying this happened. I'm just saying you can envision Netflix executives going on this like, why isn't it a show? Why do the characters look like that? Why do we need to have sex scenes in it? You know what I mean? And it just feels like this product itself overcame what it's talking about. Or it would in other environments, maybe.
Yeah, that's true. I like what you said earlier, though, about like how the film's kind of like mature, but not like that doesn't have like crude humor. It's like it's just very like casually adult kind of entertainment, Yeah, like they just kind of drop things there that are, for mature audiences, but it's not like focused on a lot, It's not like the center of the movie's attention or something.
Yeah, absolutely. I totally agree. And in that way, you feel like A24 could have made this script as just a live action movie and, it would have come out and it would have felt totally in place like that. I got to say, all the signs from the text message that Jabari... Oh, no, I'm sorry, that Meadow sent Jabari after she saw the sext from Carmen, when they were like, oh, the thumbs up was yellow. Dude, that had me reflecting on the color of emojis I use. You know what I mean? Never thought about that in my life. I was like, dang.
Yeah. All right.
I'm just saying, I did some real introspection there, and I thought, damn, I should probably start using the palest of emojis. The whitest thumbs up emoji of all time. I didn't realize people saw it this way. I had no idea.
No, you see, these are people that are, we call these people chronically online. There's people that read and just shit like that, and they're just dumbass things.
Okay, that makes me feel better. Thank you, Jaden. Thank you.
That confused me though, like the text message, because was he hit there?
He was there to kill a rat, but then Carmen didn't know his situation, so she was still being flirty with him and sent him that text.
Because I thought the raid happened afterwards, but was that like a flashback?
It was a flashback.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, there was nothing indicating it to be a flashback, so I was confused at first as well. But
right, yeah, okay. I thought that's what it might have been, but yeah, that's just I didn't know.
Yeah, good point. I think you just meant to infer it from because of the fact he leaves the hoodie there, I guess. But yeah.
I think like the movie the movie is great up until they like have the like time apart thing, you know, and you like waiting for them to like get back together, because that's where the drama is like based on off like the thinnest, you know, thing like imaginable, and then you know that from there it's just going to be, you know, where it's going from there, you know.
Yeah.
I feel like earlier, like especially like the side characters and the side stories are so good that it's like when it's just those two and when it's just montages of those two like being sad or whatever, I think that's like when the movie's kind of at its most, you know, when it's at its worst, when it's at its most generic or whatever you want to call it.
Mm. Mm. Yeah, I see that. I see that. Yeah, I don't know. I sort of disagree just in terms of like, yeah, it's definitely the drama that splits them apart is definitely thin in movie terms, but I guess that's maybe what I liked about it, because I feel like the alternative is just to have some, I don't know, like cringe blow up scene where they just yell at each other. I don't know. I'm sort of just sick of that shit, you know?
Yeah, but like it's not even like based on something he did, you know. It's not
No, that's right.
something that
Yeah,
he
yeah,
can
yeah.
like be faulted for. So like them being sad about it, that's what makes it thin, because there's no guilt, you know. It's just a random incident. It's just like it's just a mistake, you know.
Mm.
And that's the main dramatic point of the movie. It's like, yeah,
Mm.
you know.
I feel like that shit happens though for these chronically online people, as Jane calls them, you know?
Yes, it
These like
does. Yeah.
these people that are chronically online, that I put down, but AKA they just date. You know what I mean?
They
Just
have
people
no
that date.
idea of, you know, gray zones
Unbelievable.
and like ulterior perspectives. You know, they're so hard
Right.
set in that one mindset. You know, they can't.
Yeah.
You know. Yeah.
It's actually unbelievable. Yeah. What's up with Stush? Why was that everywhere in the movie? And why was there a weird mid-credit scene?
Yeah, I was trying to think like I was trying to think like if there's been like a recent scandal with like a dating app or some shit, but like, nothing came to mind, and I don't know. I don't know whether that was just like, I don't know. It felt like it was too central to be, you know, nothing.
100. No, totally. You're 100% right. There's no way it wasn't nothing. There was no way it was nothing,
Yeah, I
because
feel
it
like
came up way too many times.
that was a good addition, I thought. Like commenting kind of on like the you know, like
Dating culture at the moment.
yeah, like finding love in like a saturated, you know, where like you know, apps don't it's like I think it's saying that the apps are kind of superficial, you know, like trying to
Oh, no
find love
doubt.
in like that kind of like environment where they're like everywhere. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah. Yeah, that makes sense. I guess I just thought like the use of the like, it felt like beyond just them using dating apps, they kept talking about stush stush. I thought it was like a reference to something. Like it was even driven, like the name itself was driven like even way harder than just like the message, I thought. But I guess not. Yeah, okay. No, that's fine. That's good. Like, I thought it was actually meant to be a parody of like Jaden said, I thought it was meant to be an actual parody of a real app or a real thing that happened or something. Like it was, yeah, I couldn't figure it out. I did enjoy the vagina party though. It was like Succession,
Sure. Yeah.
you know?
Interesting.
It's exactly, it just
Exactly the
reminded me of
same.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly the same. It's actually exactly the same, but yeah. Which, yeah. I mean, they ripped off Succession. There's no doubt about it. I feel like we didn't compliment the art style enough, because we sort of we'll talk about the frame rate a little bit, but I think like in terms, the art itself is gorgeous. Like I love all the establishing shots of Manhattan. I love its realization of the city. I think it's really colorful and really pretty. I mean that's sort of obvious to anyone who's seen it, but I just feel like I have to say that because it just contributed to the whole thing feeling like it felt like an artwork itself. Every frame, it was really nice. Fair bit of product placement as well, actually.
What was that?
Yeah, they had like McDonald's and they had tons of Apple stuff, and
Yeah, true.
I think there was Coke at one point too. I think, yeah, sellouts. How dare they? Unbelievable.
If you got that much product placement, you know, you should have enough money, you know, for all those other frames.
Yeah, right. Dude, if you got Apple, dude, don't they make like $300 million in profit a day, I think? Yeah, I think they can afford extra 15 extra frames per second. I've got no trivia either. There was no trivia.
Mm.
Yeah.
I mean, there was that one, but it's not worth mentioning.
I love how you look at it too, so we can like. So yeah, I wouldn't even have considered that worth mentioning if you hadn't also seen it. Yeah, it's totally not worth mentioning. It's terrible. Yeah.
Oh, the songs are all original, by the way. I guess I can throw that in.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Is there an album out?
Yeah.
Sweet. All right, I love that.
What's your favorite song from the film, if you can remember them?
Definitely cannot.
Do what I want.
Yeah, I was gonna say that was my one too.
When was that?
It's early in the film, and it starts off with the ad lib of "Stay off the weed."
I don't think it's that early.
I thought
I think it's in the midsection.
Is it? No. It starts off with like the ad lib of "Stay off the weed," and then like it's a montage of them like going out.
Yeah, the montage of them going out is probably my favorite scene.
Of them going out the first time?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was. I was going to say. I think music around there was probably my favorite. So if that's what you guys are saying, I'm with you. I agree.
Actually, I like how fleshed out. Wait, hold on. What's the character's names? Intergalactic cast. Meadow, is she the main?
Yeah.
Yeah, Meadow. I like how fleshed out like Meadow and the characters around Meadow are, because she has like a whole like culture related to her like photography business, and she also has her like best friend who gives her advice and stuff. And then you see like both perspectives of like Cudi, Jabari, and her like talking to their friends and stuff, and that was really good. That was like the part of the film I liked the most, like the community, feeling aspect.
Yeah, great way to put it. Yeah. Even her, like, I loved her, like, the other chick who was also in the art gallery, like, sculpting at the same time, and she'd come over and like just have a chat. That was cool.
Yeah, like that gave the film a lot of like charisma, I guess, or charm. Yeah, all those characters.
To be honest, until like that character is voiced by this person called 070 Shake, and until this point, I did not know it was a woman, because like I only know one song by them, and it just doesn't sound like a chick singing to me. But
who are you talking about? Which one?
So Nadia, that chick in the art gallery.
Yeah,
she's voiced by this person called 070 Shake.
Okay, I see.
And they've got one song that I know called Guilty Conscious, and I just never thought that song was sung by a woman. I don't know, it was just a surprise. Also,
this is probably like the whitest like wish that you could have for this movie. Okay. But I want like a Timothy Chalamet, like Timothy Chalamet's character, like a spin-off, That'd be good.
But why? It was just a reefer. It was just a stoner. You can get that.
Yeah, but I just want it. Yeah, but he sells weed. He like makes it. Yeah, that could be interesting.
Yeah, he wanted to turn the place into a greenhouse.
Yeah, he's like Scarface. Is it?
It'd have this like mafia aspect that these movies need.
Oh yeah,
absolutely. Yeah,
I'm gonna see how long we can keep that running.
How'd you guys hear about this film, by the way? Because I just noticed that hadn't seen it promoted on Netflix. Didn't seem like a lot of people had watched it on the ratings or anything.
My algorithm kind of shoved it in my face.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was that it though? Because my brother had heard about it, but I presume he hears about it through his music circles.
I think I saw it through like IndieWire or some other film Instagram page as well. So okay. I don't know. There's probably two avenues of.
Yeah, sure. Okay. Very, very good. We can get to our final verdicts for Entergalactic. Fitzy.
Okay, so I think it was like a 7 while watching it, but then it became a 6, at the very end. You know what I mean? Like the reflection aspect definitely brought it down a little bit. So that's what I've been trying to say. So I'll give it a 6. Yeah.
Damn. Dude, I was going to come in here and give it an 8. Not going to lie. And this conversation, we haven't been critical, but I don't know. It sort of made me feel like, oh yeah, maybe there's not as much going on as I sort of. It's incredibly well made still, so I don't know. No, fuck it, I'll give it an 8. Why not? I'll do it. Let's go with that. Jaden.
I'm slapping a 6 on it as well. I think there's a lot to love, but it just doesn't do it for me entirely.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Well said.
Yeah.
Perfect. Too easy.
Well said. Oh, I'm
Intergalactic
sorry I'm
in
not
the
as
books.
well spoken as Jaden. Jesus Christ. Dude. Shut up.
All right, I'll make it my mission to say that for something else you say later, Fitzy. All right, don't
It
lose
doesn't
your
feel
mind over
forced
this.
though. You can't just do it now.
Oh, it's going to be forced, but I feel like at this point he's basically just asking me to force it. You know. All right, let's get into news chat. John Wick Chapter 4 trailer. Jaden, what did you think? I didn't see it, so I want you to tell me about it.
I did see it.
I mean,
I don't know.
dude, I don't need to see trailers for this.
Yeah, exactly. It was honestly a pretty good trailer though. I don't know. It looks very worldly again, which is kind of what the series has done post the first one.
Japan, right? We're going to Japan?
Yeah, seems like it. Seems like there's some other locations as well. I don't know. Yeah. Donnie is there, of course. We see Bill, of course, as well, like we were discussing pre-episode.
Is he an action dude, or is he more like a plot, like a businessy dude?
I think he's new management, right, Liam? Is that what they said?
Oh, I don't know, but he's like the head of a table, so he doesn't seem as much of a hitman as he does.
Oh, he's the head of the high table?
No, not the head of the high table, but I think he's like high, like, because so like in the trailer, like that previous hotel owner says there's a new head of management, and then it cuts to Bill Skarsgård. So he's like,
he's taken over from Ian McShane's character.
Yeah, but he wasn't at the Continental in New York, so I don't know like how.
I think he's just another like kind of you know like
high up
crime boss, kind of thing.
Okay, all right. Cool.
It seems the trailer makes it kind of seem like a definitive entry. Like it seems like they might be ending John Wick's story here a bit, but they've got that ballerina spinoff coming up, so they'll continue the world, but just without John as the center. Is what this trailer made me feel anyway. But yeah, I don't know if it looks very much like Chapter 2 and 3 with the neon lights and dark tones and gritty action. So I'm very, very keen.
So it looks dope, is what you're saying. Hell yeah. Isn't Sonata in the movie too? Like that actor who pops up all the time, he's really great.
Who?
Yeah.
You know that guy Sonata? I don't know. I can't say his first name. I'm not going to try. But he's in a ton of shit. He's awesome.
Yeah, he was in it. Yeah.
Fantastic. I love it. All right. Yeah, that's right. I forgot about that ballerina spin-off. I think I saw Keanu's going to be in that, I think. So
yeah, I think I saw this week production has also started on it.
Wow. Okay, so that might be coming sooner than we think. I know that Continental show, which has been talked about for years, is actually I think it's shot. Like I think it's actually finally happening in the next 6 months, I think, and Mel Gibson's the lead in it, which is awesome. So that sort of came out of like it was happening for so long, and then like you sort of forget about it. But I think it's happening. So that's exciting too. I'll definitely be watching that. We got The Acolyte. Finally, some information, dude. This show was announced 2 years ago. And I think everyone, just by the name of it, by the little information we had about it being sort of related to Sith stuff. So this is Star Wars, by the way. I'm sorry. I didn't really say that. People, I think sort of got a bit carried away with potential anticipation of something we know nothing about until now we know a little bit. Jaden, please go ahead.
Oh, no, I was just saying, man.
Oh, yeah. Okay, sure. So we got a full cast list. They're entering production now, so we can expect this, I don't know, maybe late next year. Maybe early 2024-ish. But we've got a full cast list. It's fairly stacked, actually, to be honest. It's got Amandla Stenberg, who's, I don't know, what's she been lately? But she's Rue from the Hunger Games, right?
Yeah, she's done some other teen stuff as well.
Right, okay. So she's going to be the lead. You've got Lee Jong-jae, who's who's Squid Game man, Squid Game lead guy, Emmy Award winner. He's there. You got a bunch of other people from. So this is Leslie Headland's show. Who she did Russian Doll on Netflix. Have you guys seen that? I know people seem to like it, but I've heard it talked about a fair bit.
But she's in a Knives Out, Glass Onion, apparently.
Who?
The Russian Doll actress, the main character.
Oh, no, the director.
No, there's no. Who do you mean? Wait, what? I'm so confused.
The Russian Doll the series Russian Doll that you're talking about right now? The main character in that is in Glass Onion.
Right. Okay. I see. Okay.
Yeah.
But that person is not in this show, to be clear.
No. That's no.
Understood. Because I was talking about the Russian Doll director, and then you say, the Russian Doll person's in. So I was just like, I was just trying to, you know what I mean? Anyway, there's a bunch of Russian Doll people in this, of course, but then you've also got Daphne Keane from Logan fame. From isn't she in His Dark Materials?
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Cool. You've got Tommen Baratheon up in this joint. He's been in other stuff too. I've seen. I can't put my finger on it, but he's popped up a few times. He's good.
Holy shit! His name's Dean. That's jeez.
What?
Just not a very modern name.
Dean. Yeah, I guess not. He is quite young to be a Dean. It's a good point. Yeah, I never thought about that. But and Carrie Ann Moss is in this show, which is cool. One of the few people that wasn't talked about at all in rumors and stuff. So that was kind of random. So you got a fairly substantial cast here. And the synopsis we finally have is here. The Acolyte is a mystery thriller that will take viewers into a galaxy of shadowy secrets and emerging dark side powers in the final days of the High Republic. A former Padawan reunites with her Jedi Master. So I assume Amanda Stenberg's going to be the Padawan.
Well, what's interesting is I'm looking at the casting on IMDb, and it says that Daphne Keene's in 8 episodes and Amanda's in 7 episodes.
Yeah, but that's nonsense. That's someone just inputted that. You know what I mean?
True.
We don't even know how many episodes it is.
True. Fair enough.
But that is weird. Does that make you think Daphne's the Padawan?
Well, she is that younger person to kind of fit the Padawan role.
Yeah, she could be. Yeah. I guess it depends if the story's going to be from the Jedi's perspective or from the Sith's perspective, or how much it balances both. I don't know. I was saying, former Padawan reunites with their Jedi Master to investigate a series of crimes, but the forces they confront are more sinister than they ever anticipated. Jen, what does this do for you? Because I know you raised your hand earlier, you were interested prior, but we got a bit more info.
I don't know. I think Andor's done a lot to, in a positive way. Andor's done a lot to kill hype for other stuff because of how satisfied and happy I am with Andor.
Oh, okay.
So I'm actually not hanging on anything really at the moment. I'm still very excited to see this new era of Star Wars put to screen. But with the track record of other Star Wars shows, I'm very wary. But Andor's doing so well that I'm kind of I don't care if it's bad because I've got this to latch onto.
Sure. So that sounds good. You basically let go of all other Star Wars. That's cool.
Pretty much.
That's cool. Yeah. I'm interested. I just think this sounds cool. It sounds different. Again, like going back to the 100 years before the Phantom Menace is cool. I'm always down for different time periods in Star Wars, especially in, I read books and stuff that are set in that time plenty, but seeing something on screen that's way before is really cool. And just doing something different genre-wise, like it being described as a mystery thriller sounds really cool. I assume, I don't know, I don't know who is my main thing is Lee Jung Jae. He's going to be is he going to be the Jedi Master or is he going to be the Sith Lord? Because he's going to be one of them, I think.
Well, this is before this rule of 2, isn't it?
No, it's true. Rule 2 is in place.
Okay, all right.
Yeah. So, what are you thinking? There's going to be 5 Sith or something?
Yeah, because I was like, well, shouldn't there already canonically be a Sith Lord at this time?
Yeah, 100%.
So do you know who that Sith Lord is?
No.
Oh, okay.
No. It can't be too far away from Plagueis, though. You think it might be Plagueis' master?
True, yeah.
Yeah.
That'll be interesting, yeah.
Yeah, there's a few things. See, I think my main thing is people have been for 2 years been oh, the Acolyte looks really cool, or it sounds really interesting, or whatever. And I think that's just people thinking in their brains they're going to get Darth Revan and Darth Plagueis and all this cool Sith shit. I think that's blowing things a bit. That was literally just taking the name and taking the time period and trying to make fan fiction out of it, basically. And I'm not saying there can't be cool Sith characters that turn up, but I don't know. I think people expecting a full-on Sith show are going to be disappointed. I just want something cool and different that it's different genre-wise and, is different for Star Wars and like Andor is, but not in the same way that Andor is, just something that's a different vibe. And if there's some cool dark side stuff going on, then that's in whatever capacity, it can be totally original characters. Then I'm down for that. Does this do anything for you, Fizzy? Have you started Andor, by the way?
No, wait. No, I mean the cast. I don't know what this is, but the cast list looks pretty cool. So
cool. For
Well
sure.
said.
Okay.
well said. Thanks.
You can't do it.
That's cheating.
No, you jumped on it first, though. I should have said it then. Yeah. Gears of War is also getting a live-action Netflix movie and an animated series. Do you guys have any familiarity with Gears of War?
I've never played an Xbox, so not really. But like when Gears of 4 came out, like I did
Gears
watch
of 4?
quite a bit of it.
People don't actually call it that, right?
I don't know. I saw one.
I should.
I saw one person call it that one time, and I was like, I'm going to latch onto that. So.
Absolutely, you should. That's fantastic. I've never heard that, but everyone should do it if they haven't.
Same as like God of 4, like.
Well, that's terrible.
No.
I hate that.
Yeah, that's just because
That's
you suck. Yeah.
Thanks, mate. Thanks. I thought I don't have any connection to Gears of War either. I've always wanted to jump in, but I just haven't. I think this is always interesting how we're starting to see with all these other streaming services, have such strong IP attached to them. Like I feel like streaming services are starting to develop their own identity. When Disney Plus, you think Marvel, Star Wars shows, right? And you think of all the Disney movies and shit, and then you think of like Amazon's, they're acquiring MGM and doing their own thing, and I feel like Netflix has sort of and HBO, you think of all the Warner Brothers stuff and all that sort of side of things as well, Batman and stuff. But like Netflix, I think has been trying to, ever since all this competition has popped up, they've been trying to find their identity in terms of content, and we've started to see, I feel like, an influx of them going for video games as sort of that thing. They want their big franchises that they can, people that can associate their shows and stuff with Netflix. And it just keeps happening more and more. Like I know there's Horizon coming. I saw a Dragon Age trailer was a thing, and I'm like, damn, I didn't even know that was happening. And then there's Gears of War now, and
they already
I feel like
Resident Evil as well.
Exactly. Yeah, great example. So I think it's just interesting to see their content strategy pivot and what they're greenlighting these days now, Because, I mean, they still greenlight a variety of things, but it seems like they're more and more trying to get established stuff. Like, I know not a game, but they also did The Sandman recently, which is already like an established, well-liked thing. So trying to build their reputation that way, yeah.
Did they say... I'm not sure if I remember this correctly, but like when Grey Man came out, aren't they trying to turn that into like one of their major IPs?
Yes, that's right. Yeah, I remember there being like already like spin-offs or sequels or something in development, right, for that. And it's the same with Army of the Dead. When they they already like put out a sequel like 6 months later, or like a prequel 6 months later. So yeah, they're trying. Good for them, They're trying.
Well, I don't know how much you guys are, because I don't know how different your Netflix algorithm is to mine, but like I feel like these days I get a lot more Netflix originals or like Netflix things that they've bought like on my thing, and like it's becoming a lot more of my feed as opposed to things that they're licensing.
Yes.
So like I constantly think now, like how long until the Netflix catalog is Netflix originals,
Yes. I think I agree. I've noticed that anecdotally as well, and I think it's totally a thing. I think it's deliberate. I don't think that's a coincidence for just us. But
yeah,
I think that's really what they're trying to do. Like when they're faced with the competition they're faced, everyone else is sort of loading up as well. Amazon, of course, loading up with like Lord of the Rings, and they're doing Fallout as well. So I feel like we're seeing the battle lines being drawn, and these guys just trying to load up with, the original content that keeps people engaged in their service over others, as opposed to like exactly what you're saying, like the license stuff feels like it's definitely taking the background, and less and less of it's becoming available, of course, as like what can they license now outside of, like, we're lucky here in Australia that they can still Netflix here, they can still license the Warner Brothers stuff because we don't have HBO Max, so we still see Dune and stuff like that pop up on Netflix, but elsewhere, like the stuff that they can license is just becoming far fewer overall, that they need to bolster their original content. because all the other places, all the other goddamn studios already have their own streaming service. I think Universal might be one of the few that don't still.
Yeah, you see, that's the only thing I think Netflix has going for it at the moment to other streaming service is its original content, because like I think when people think of original content in streaming ways, Netflix is still kind of the unrivaled king, especially with Amazon's recent attempts have fallen flat. Disney's very off mostly. Like all their Marvel shows are, and like I think Andor and Mandalorian are like the two primary products that are successful in that Star Wars line as well. And like Clone Wars as well, but that's not really their product. That's Cartoon Network's.
Yeah. Sure.
So like I think the only thing Netflix has going for it is its original content, and I think they should really try capitalize that on right now.
Yeah. No, that's an excellent point actually, because for me, when I think of like the best streaming content, it's not exclusively streaming. When I think of like the best, highest quality shows, I think of HBO. That's the first thought. And then below that, like Netflix is probably below that. Apple TV Plus is making an argument for itself these days, I feel like. True. As well.
Yeah.
That's sort of right there. But then you're right. Yeah, like honestly, as much as I'm always going to love the Disney Plus stuff, but the Star Wars stuff, but and it's always, I feel like it's got a place in the market for sure, but it's definitely on that third tier, no doubt, quality wise.
Yeah, Apple TV is going to be an interesting one that comes up now as well.
Yeah. And then like it's sort of a weird comparison between countries, because then like there's also Stan for us, but that's sort of like a hodgepodge of licenses stuff,
Yeah,
just whatever's remaining, which is still fantastic.
It's
stuff,
still so much shit as well. Like,
it's great. It's great, but it's like it hasn't got this like it still very much feels like leftovers of what licenses they can get based on what's available here versus what they do over there and stuff like that. It's weird, but it's good. So yeah. Anyway, Gears of War. I forgot that's where it started. But yeah, did you have anything to add? Sorry, Fitzy. I feel like I'm just leaving you out, and I keep just at the end going, "Oh, sorry, I forgot about you. What do you have to say?"
I feel like the discussion around Netflix has shifted in the last few months, because like it was only a few months ago that everyone was saying Netflix was like the worst and falling behind and stuff, and now it feels like the opposite. It's like, I don't know. It's like Netflix is like Coke, and like Pepsi and all this other shit will always come up with like brand new things. Like when Pepsi Next came out, it was like, what's it, Pepsi something? Like everyone was like saying it was like the end of Coke, but then it's like it's not the end of Coke. Coke will never die.
That's good. That's a really good point.
That's the interesting, because like then there's also Netflix like is introducing like the ad tier that in their subscription as well. So they're the first streaming service to do that as well. So that'll be interesting to see how that plays out in 3 months.
They're the first here, yeah, absolutely. Yeah. No, that's actually well said, for real though, because I think I remember. Yeah, you're right. A few months ago, it was like, oh, Netflix is. I mean, their stock situation wasn't good, but at the time, but there's no doubt that some like chatter sort of only was probably unfair and hyperbolic at the time as well surrounding that, because I think I heard or read the other day that their stock or that what was it? Their quarter was they had a better performance this past quarter than anyone expected. So like they're not down and out by any means. So yeah, that's a really good point.
Yeah.
People need to shut up when they criticize, Now it's time for our highlights of the week. Fitzy, do you want to go first?
Sure. Well, I've been watching The Patient, which is a miniseries. I'm almost finished with it on Disney Plus. It's Steve Carell. Steve Carell's like a therapist, and he gets captured by a serial killer. Domhnall Gleeson plays a serial killer, and Domhnall Gleeson wants him to fix him, so he captures him in his basement. So he can have like therapy sessions with him. Yeah, the show's pretty good. Like the show's like a pretty good just like display of acting. And I think there is some like psychologically like interesting observations or whatever. There are some parts of the show that kind of have like been a bit disappointing as it's gone on, or been like a bit of a. It just felt a bit weird. Like the show like makes like the show has like these sequences of like like Auschwitz and stuff, and it just feels like very awkward and cheap. Um,
How is that relevant?
because like so he's like a Jew, and the other part of it is that the show like talks about his family and stuff. Like his son is like became Orthodox, and so he's always thinking about that. And that's the kind of thing like you saying like how's that relevant? That's kind of the thing. It's like it doesn't always completely feel relevant, you know.
Oh,
It
okay.
kind of
Right.
doesn't completely work.
Yeah.
Like the show's trying to make some kind of comparison between his family and situation and like this and like he's like a prisoner, so it's like Auschwitz. It's like it's a bit you know it's a bit out of nowhere, but no, the show's pretty good. Like Domhnall Gleeson as a serial killer is actually really great. Like he's like not like the poster makes it look like he's some kind of like brooding like mastermind kind of thing, but he's very regular. He's a very regular guy who like has like impulses. He's like psychotic impulses. And he like wants to fix himself. He wants to not kill people. But yeah, I'm almost done. It's a pretty good show. Pretty good show. Yeah.
So it's a new show?
Yeah, I think it's 2022. Yeah.
Wow, I've never heard of it.
Star original.
Right. Never heard of it. I feel like Steve Carell. I feel like I should have heard of that. We finished this week The White Lotus season 1. We watched it.
Oh yeah.
It's a show I'd heard of. Didn't know anything about it at all. But I just sort of heard about it in the background. I think like whenever it originally came out, like I don't know, like I'd seen it on somewhere. I can't remember. So I had heard of it, but I didn't know anything about it. I thought it was fantastic, dude. I freaking loved it. I thought, oh my god, I just thought it was so funny. The whole thing was a trip. It was this weird, like it was a weird show. It was this fever dream overall. It was this really well balanced, I thought, mix of pretty decent character drama, like being maybe making up like 30% of the formula, and then the rest of it being this really bizarre, like just socially awkward humor. And I just thought it was really funny, and all the performances like were really well directed, and all the everyone in it's great. Like there's a few standout people I'd seen before as well, and they're all terrific. And I feel like it was just something like I saw it, like Mike White is this dude. I don't know who he is yet because I haven't seen season 2, so I don't want to like dig into too much. But like he was directed as writing and directing all episodes, and you can tell this guy has like a clear vibe he's going for the whole time, and he just nails it. I think like it's just I don't know, it is this really bizarre experience. I think it's socially awkward, but way that's relatable and funny. There's this perfect example. There's this scene where, and the show does it all the time. This is just one example where like, and maybe it helps that I've been to like resorts like this as well, because the whole thing, the show's thing is that it takes place over a week at this resort in Hawaii, and that's all it is, and it's just following the families in the resort. And it helps maybe that I've been to places similar to this, and I can sort of like connect with some of the weird social interactions that take place with people there. But like the family's like sitting at the dinner table, and this other character who's just really weird but like hilariously acted, like he's like looking over and he's like, you have a lovely family. And then the family looks over and it's like, thanks. Yeah, great. Thank you. That's so nice of you. But like the way it's acted, it's just like, I can picture someone getting in that. I think I can picture we've been in that situation before where people, like random strangers, want to make comments about like the way you look or something, and you just sort of all you can do is sit there and go like, "Thanks, I guess. Thanks, yeah, that's great." And then and then you don't know whether this conversation's over yet or not, and you're like, "Can we go back to what we were doing?" And then they're still looking at me. Yeah, that's basically the whole show in a nutshell. I did a terrible job explaining that, but awkwardly social interactions with some actually like decent character arcs and stuff that happens as well, and some decent themes too. So yeah, no, I really really enjoyed it. I don't know what season 2 is, but I assume it's like a different cast, but we'll see. It's good.
Like Steve Zahn is like the perfect casting for that show. He's like he's the dad of like I feel like that is like one of the best casting choices. Yeah, I've seen like parts of the show, but like the organist of the show, like he like just mirrors, he like complements that like so.
100%, dude. The conversations he has with his son are so funny, and his son's really well acted as well. Where he's like this imbecile teenage son, and it's just hilarious. But then he has a good arc too. He has he's an interesting character as well. So yeah, no, the show was really funny. I really liked it. All right, Jaden, what about you?
Actually, I had quite a good week, so I don't know. There's lots of shit I want to talk about, but I think I'll talk about, since we're all talking about new products, I'll talk about The House as well. I thought you'd seen The House, Liam, on Netflix. The animated film came out earlier this year. No, yeah, I thought I saw you watched it, but I was surprised when I logged it on Letterboxd. You weren't there. It's this anthology movie. It tells 3 stories, all centering around this one house. I don't know how you describe it. It's stop motion, actually, not animated. I don't know why I said animated. It's stop motion. And it's like the felt needling kind of doll model things that you have. You know that type of shit.
Well, like Coraline or whatever.
No, because that's like clay, isn't it?
I know what you mean, but what's an example?
I can't recall. Yeah, but anyway, it's all in that, and it looks gorgeous, like absolutely gorgeous. All 3 tales are very. They're not joined other than like from the house. But the house kind of. It's interesting because it plays as a character, but it's like what the character is it kind of shifts, whether like it's because it's kind of like evil. Well, not that the character, not that the house is sentient, but like like how it's characterized in each story, kind of shifts as well. But they're really cool. The first one has humans. The second story has rats as the people, and then this third one has cats. So whether that's also commentary. Yeah, they're
like humanoid cats.
Yeah, humanoid cats and rats. Yeah. Whether that's meant to be a comment about something as well. I'm not intelligent enough to understand. It's scored by Gustavo Santortella.
No way.
Or whatever. Yeah. So like,
fuck, I'm watching it.
Yeah. So I got quite my fill of him this week.
Yeah.
What surprised me was that in the second story, the main character is voiced by this guy called Jarvis Cocker, who's the lead singer of Pulp, who I've been like obsessed with recently as well. So it was great to have that, and like there's even an original song at the end by him, so that was great to hear as well. The stories are just really nice, they're really cool, and that final moment of the show, film, I don't know why, but it's such a relieving feeling, and it actually is kind of overwhelming, like the kind of emotion that just like kind of just brushes in that scene. Because it's not something that's been building up for the entire 90-minute run length, because you obviously have 3 different stories, but like it feels like it has. It's another thing to explain. I don't know. It's really cool. Yeah, I'd recommend checking it out. Probably for Liam more, I'd say.
But it's a 2022 film.
Yeah,
and it's on
Netflix.
It's on Netflix, and Gustavo scores it.
Mm-hmm.
What score did you give it?
An 8.
I'll add that to the watch list. Yeah, I need 2022 things to watch. Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
It's described as a dark comedy, but I think I need to keep in mind when people talk about dark comedy, it's not dark humor. It's like it's comedy in like the classical sense of it's not a tragedy.
Oh, okay.
The second story does have its share of jokes, but like the first and third one aren't really comedies.
I feel like I said that once on the show.
Did you? Oh.
Yeah, well, I was like,
oh, well said.
Yeah.
like yeah, a comedy that in the sense that it's like not like not tragic. Yeah.
Describe a genre. Describe a genre by what it's not.
Well, I mean, it's like in the classical sense, right? Like comedy versus tragedy, like lighthearted versus like not lighthearted, but like not like I don't know what's the word. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. It kind of feels like how like we discussed like what is satire, because like satire is not like a direct parody, but it's like it's kind of like the same kind of thought path that I have. When you're talking about a comedy that's not a comedy, but it's not a tragedy. It's kind of like talking about satires that aren't parodies, but they're still satirizing something. But does it have to be like satirizing something exactly?
All right, not well said at all, actually. But,
By anyone, yeah.
no. Now comes a segment of the show where we hand the show over to you with our question of the week. Last week we asked you, please predict the killer in Glass Onion and Knives Out Mystery. Banger of a question. Did you guys take action in the Discord to avoid spoilers, or was everyone really well behaved?
No, I didn't do anything. I haven't been on Discord this week. No.
So everyone was just well behaved in the Discord.
I think
Fantastic.
So. Yeah.
Fantastic. I love to see that. Okay, very good. Oh no, there's new messages that have popped up while we're recording. That's going to confuse me. Oh no. I've lost it. Okay, hang on. Where was I? Oh yeah, okay. Luke says, great question. I agree, Luke. Thank you. Luke also says, I just had to say that. Luke also said, my guess is Dave Bautista. Okay. Showed no workings. Andy asked him to show his workings, and he didn't. So, Luke, your answer is invalid, dude. I'm sorry. But I like your answer still. I still like your answer. Yeah, a case could be made for Bautista. Maybe one of us will make it. I don't know.
Well, Luke's doing a math subject right now, and he still didn't show his workings.
That's unbelievable.
Yeah. Come on, dude.
Andy said, for some annoying reason, I'm predicting that it's probably Kate Hudson that will be the killer. She'll just be like the most uninteresting character throughout the whole thing, but she'll probably get the reveal because she's attractive. I don't know. Not a fan of anything she's in, to be honest. Yous will be like, oi, go watch Almost Famous. I think it's already... Oh, no, we brought up that she was in it earlier, but my sister wouldn't shut the fuck up about those two rom-coms that she was in with Matthew McConaughey. I think those two Jaden has seen.
Yeah.
I did what Liam said, by the way. I showed my workings. You did. Well done, Andy. Thank you so much. Andy gets a promotion in the Discord. He gets promoted to Bob Odenkirk status. Well done. Well done, Andy. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Wait, what?
Yeah. Go for it.
What's he got against Kate Hudson? It's a bit weird.
It did feel a bit vindictive, I'm not going to lie.
I think Kate Hudson did something to Andy.
Yeah. I think so too. And also, like, I don't know. She'll probably be the most uninteresting character. I don't know. I've got literally nothing to judge that on, Like, did she seem uninteresting in the trailer? I don't know.
No, she seems fun.
Yeah, okay, cool. I don't think Rian Johnson can write an uninteresting character. I don't think that's possible. So, just saying. All right, now it's time for us to show our workings. Fitzy, what have you got for us?
Okay. I'll say, okay, so I think Janelle Monáe, I think she's going to be like a companion detective to Benoit Blanc, because that's the way she's kind of positioned in the trailer. But I'm still going to go with Monet, because like in the trailer, they revealed that like some of them are friends from the past and stuff, and she's in the image. And like the only thing that we're giving of her, on the trailer is like her looking very sus. Like she has one look that she kind of repeats, and then Catherine Hahn calls it like the elephant in the room or whatever. So I feel like maybe there's something there. Although maybe it'll be too obvious. Maybe it should be like the obvious answer where it's really not really her. But I don't know. I feel like it's a solid guess. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I like that. Yeah, that's the game I'm playing with this, because I'm basically trying to. My whole criteria is based on how obvious is it, because I don't. You think I look at a few of these and I'm like, okay, Catherine Hahn. I don't know. That feels too obvious to me. Like that's literally WandaVision.
But like so many of them feel too obvious, though.
Yeah,
like Dave Bautista. Yeah.
Right. But if you look back at the first film, would you say Chris Evans was too obvious? I think you could say that. I think you can make that case, because he's sort of the dickhead in the group from the start.
Yeah, well, that's what the first movie kind of plays off, right?
Exactly. So I'm trying to question my own criteria here.
Because the first one's like, it's too obvious, so it's him, and then they kind of play you saying it's like it's not him, but then it is him.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So now I feel like I don't know what that says about my criteria. I'm confounded, actually.
Mm.
Like, okay. I feel like I've just got to look at it in a different way. You know, I know. I think what that tells me is that Ryan's not going to do exactly the same thing. I don't think it's going to be like the most obvious is the answer. But I still think like if it still seems a bit too obvious, it still could be right. You know, so it's tricky. I feel like I don't know. I can see him wanting to go with a female for no other reason than he did a male last time. Does that make much sense? Not really, but I don't know. It's something. I don't know. I feel like Jessica Henwick is like has just really nice vibes. Just seems like a really pleasant person vibes, and probably will be in the film. I don't know if the trailer shows that or not, but I can see her being a good subversion, being like she's like the nice girl, but nah, you know, possibly. But then is that too obvious? Shit, I don't know, man.
Yeah,
I don't know.
true.
I'll tell you what would be too obvious. Hugh Grant would be too obvious. That would be too obvious. Hugh Grant's awesome.
Hugh Grant? You know.
Yeah, he's pretty
Hugh
far down
Grant's-
in the cast list, though. I mean, like,
Philip.
do you
Hugh
kind of like
Grant's
discredit those people like past like 9 and 10? You know, you just got like.
I don't think so. No, I don't think so. I do think the killer has to be of. Yeah, actually, I can't even say that definitively, but my instincts would say that the killer has to be of certain. The actor has to be of certain renown. Like I don't think
Serena
it's gonna be
Williams
one of
is in it as Serena Williams, so like it's viable, you know.
Yeah. My God. Yeah. I don't know. Jad, what are you thinking?
I don't know. Like I just watched the trailer again to say Kate Hudson has a knife in her hand too much in the trailer to be.
Okay, cool. That's good. That's good workings.
Janelle Monáe kind of actually like I think Liam might be onto something, because like she does seem like I don't know. There's like a little bit of a switch up in her character, you know, in the trailer. I feel, but I'll also go with I'll say Madeline Klein without really showing too much working because I just feel
who is she?
She's just like the young person in this film.
She's Batista's girlfriend, I think. The one.
Is it?
Oh, that's funny. That's funny.
Yeah,
Okay.
I think Batista brings her along on the motorcycle in the trailer.
Because like in the trailer, it looks like he's watching her have sex with someone else.
Yeah, that would be the motive. Because I think she's having sex with Edward Norton.
Oh.
That's what it's implying.
Dang.
You see, but that could be flipped around, and like she's like, so like she needs to get rid of Batista, you know?
Yeah, well, I mean, we're kind of assuming that Edward Norton dies, but that's not necessarily the case.
Good point.
Because there's a part of the trailer where Edward Norton, they're discussing the murder, and Edward Norton's still there. But the other thing is that Edward Norton is setting it up. So, like, Edward Norton's setting up the fact that it's like a game, you know, and they have to figure out the killer. So it really complicates things because, yeah, he could.
That's crazy.
Like, imagine he's not the one that fucking gets killed, even though he's the billionaire, you know, Mogul kind of thing.
Yeah. Yeah, well, that could be some trailer trickery. Yeah. It's hard to say. Damn. I feel like I could sit here all day and go through this. This is tricky. I don't know.
Well, so in the first one, is the old guy's the only one to die, right? Like, there's only one murder, isn't it?
Oh no, there was a second one.
Was it? Oh, and then like the caretaker as well.
I don't know who she was, but she was found in the laundry.
Yeah.
She went. Yeah, she was killed by Chris Evans.
Yeah.
So like, I don't know why, but in my mind, I was building it up to be like a kind of a game of elimination as like people just die throughout the movie, but like that's not what the first one was. So
yeah, but there'll probably be like another death.
You see, because I think when I was looking at this, I was looking at it in like the perspective of who would be a serial killer, like, you know, and just like kill them off one by one through the night. But I'm like, well, that's not what I'm looking for. I'm looking for, you know, a one-off, more likely, you know.
Yeah, true.
I'll stick by my guess for that. I reckon like Batista's going to confront Madeline Klein about Ed Norton, and then she's going to stab Batista. I'll go with
okay.
that.
Okay, Batista dies. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
What about this Leslie Odom Jr. guy?
He's not going to be the killer.
No.
Hey, is he not the dude from the first one? No. No, he's not. He's not. The guy from the first one's like that other
Stanfield.
guy.
Oh,
Yeah, I like him. Yeah.
Which is interesting because that other detective's coming back, that Daryl guy, because I can see him on the cast list.
Oh, okay.
But Lakeith isn't.
Yeah, I feel like in the trailer, Monet was positioned as Blanc's assistant.
But
Dude, what if it's Benoit Blanc? What if he's the killer? Don't know.
Sure.
No, absolutely. That's actually pretty much the only concrete answer. That'd be wild, though. All right. I feel that. Wait, so I feel like we need to lock in final predictions. I'm going to say, I'm just going to say Jessica Henwick. I'm going to say, I'm going to lock her in.
I reckon you're so wrong on that one.
I reckon I am too, but I'm locking it in.
Why, Jen?
If I'm right.
What are your anti-workings?
Because like there's that little bit in the trailer where like it could be an obvious misdirect, but like she bumps like a thing and then like she goes like stabilize it, and like it's just very, I don't know, cute and innocent, and like it's just too much, like it's just I think it's too much, it's like it's too much to be a diversion.
Okay.
It's too authentic to be diversion.
Yeah.
Okay.
I have my lock in already.
You're
Who was it again, sorry?
Okay.
Janelle Monáe.
Okay. Yep.
And I'll lock in Madeline Klein.
Okay. All right. Very good.
It's interesting that we three mentioned women. We must have an agenda against them.
Yeah. As always, we'd love you to submit your questions, thoughts, reviews for next week's film in the YouTube comment section. Send us a DM on Instagram or join the Cinema Effect Discord community of lovely folk. Lovely. Yeah, I don't know about that. But anyway, this week we're asking you a specific question, and that is, what is your least favourite Tom Hanks movie based on a true story? I'm going to repeat it. What is your least favourite Tom Hanks movie based on a true story? You got a lot of options, as we discovered before the show. So let us know. And show your workings, as always, Although, yeah, actually, you don't often show your workings, but maybe we should make that a thing. You show your workings forever now. That'd be great. All right. That's it for this week's episode of Cinema Effect. Thanks, everyone, for tuning in. Fitzy, what are we doing next week? And what's the hell's the relevance of this weird-ass question, dude?
Well, Zach won the poll. He won Captain Phillips, so we're doing that, which is on Foxtel. Paul Greengrass movie, so that's good.
Is it not on Amazon or Stan?
No, apparently it's just on... I mean, it feels like something that's advertised on Prime, like all the time.
Yeah.
But I don't think it wasn't there when it came up.
Well, I don't have Foxtel movies because have I fucked this up for myself?
Oh, you don't have Foxtel, yeah. I knew that one of us didn't know that. Captain Phillips, no,
it's not on Prime.
Yeah, you have to buy it on Prime. Rent it.
Dude, I swear to God, it's literally left in the last 2 weeks.
Yeah,
so I swear to God, that's why I saw it. That's why I picked it.
Yeah, I feel like it's one of those things that spammed in your face on Prime.
Yeah, dang. All right, shit. I'm renting it then. All right. Well, that's what happens when you're a dumbass, All right. Very, very good. All right. Thanks, everyone, for tuning in again. Thanks, Liam and Jana, for joining me. As always, appreciate your time. We'll see everyone next week. Please take care and goodbye.